sensation of floating when walking. And added to that, you have the multiple sensory deficit syndrome, which usually occurs in the older people because of their multiple sensory inputs are affected. It's usually an elderly person who has visual disorder, maybe a cataract, some auditory disorder, presbyacusis, peripheral neuropathy, mainly because of diabetes, and chronic alcoholic. So, this patient will typically complain of dizziness, especially at night. For instance, when the lights are out or dim and he or she has to go to the bathroom. When you find that all these systems are not acting appropriately, then there will be conflict inputs, and so you may not be able to maintain your balance very well. So, how do we maintain balance? These are three important components for us to know where we are in space, where we are standing, what is under us, under our feet, what is in front of us, what is behind us, where is the noise coming from. So, you have the visual input, the vestibular inputs as well as the proprioceptive inputs. I should know that I am keeping one foot down and the other one I am just going to take off, and my eyes should tell me there is a flat ground under my foot, so I can keep my other foot there. And the vestibular system to tell me that I am not going to fall because I am not tilting or anything. So, when it comes to different inputs, proprioceptive, you find that visual input is about 10%, whereas 70% comes from the proprioceptive and 20% is from the vestibular input. All this contributes to us to maintain an erect posture, maintain a balance well. And then what happens to the hair? How is the vestibular system involved with this? You find the hair cells can be stimulated, and then it goes to the vestibular nuclei, the superior, lateral, medial and the inferior vestibular nuclei. From there, it goes on to the from the lateral and superior, it goes on to the ventro-posterior nucleus to the vestibular cortex. And you find from the lateral, medial and inferior, it goes to the vestibulospinal system, and then that helps us for the limb, trunk, upper back and neck positioning. And the inferior one goes to the vestibulocerebellar reflexes and the vestibulocerebellar lobe, and vestibulo-ocular reflexes like the oculomotor, abducens and the trochlea, third, fourth and the sixth nerves. So, all these have to be integrated to maintain our balance. What is the vestibular system and what does it do for us? You have the three semicircular canals which will tell us about the acceleration, angular acceleration, and then you have the saccule and the utricle, which will have linear acceleration and gravitational effect. Then this flow inside is known as the endolymph, and cristae and ampullae and maculae acousticae are all cells which will help us to tell about our position. So, what is the physiology of balance? The visual impulses from the retina, the proprioceptive from the extraocular eye muscles will judge the distance and position of the object and will coordinate with the sensory impulses from the labyrinth and the neck muscles, so that we look at the object which we are interested in looking at in spite of moving the neck. Even if I turn this side, I am able to see my slide because my eyes are moving to this side. A labyrinth will sense the angular motion, that is a roll, pitch and yaw, and linear acceleration and gravitational force. So, when I look up or down also, my eye have to be in a fixed position. End organ stimulation and impulse formation produces two reflex responses, the vestibulo-ocular which stabilizes the eye and the vestibulospinal stabilizes the position of head and body movements. As I said, even if I move my eye, so the vestibulo-ocular, my eyes have to focus on it and my body should know that I have to look down. So, that is important of the vestibular labyrinthine system. Then now coming to the proprioception from the muscles and joints. These are essential for reflex, volitional and postural control. And they are all connected to the cerebellum and the brainstem, and especially the third, fourth, sixth, eighth nerve nuclei helps to match the body schema to one's surrounding. That is the environmental schema. If I am sitting here, I should know there is a chair. I should be able to sense there is a zinc floor under my foot, and if I move back I may fall. That all these should go automatically in. I should not be thinking of it because by then I would have fallen. The interdependence of these two schemata suggests that the three sensory impulses have to be activated simultaneously by the body movement, helps us to identify stable objects from moving objects, so our position can be maintained properly. So, from the cortex you have to have some inputs to the balance, then the vision from the labyrinthine system from the proprioceptive, so that you can maintain cortical awareness of the body in position and control our ocular activity to focus on what is needed and control our posture even if you are going to stand something like this, and control our motor skill also. We should be able to, if you are going to stand on one hand, you should know your head is there, your other leg is there and you are holding the hand. then your eye hand body coordination should be very, very good to maintain this posture. Having said that, as I said, vertigo is a sense of illusion of movement of the body or the space. So that's a true vertigo, and that has to be differentiated from syncope and can be associated with a blackout of the vision. And you should find out how the onset was and how long this has been persisting, whether there is any other auditory symptoms like hearing loss or noises in the ear, the tinnitus, and also presence of neurological disturbance like diplopia,